has not happened. This is precisely why we're here. So we welcome you all. I would allow the minister if he has comments. Otherwise, the governor can proceed. And we're going to hold it very brief because we've been waiting here for so long now. I hope we will not be here more than 20 minutes, I hope. Governor, over to you. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, Mr. Sankare. I think this press conference probably will note from the central bank is not the central bank involved in that. I want that to be cleared to the whole world. I have the lawyer's letter here. It did not say it's the central bank they are claiming this money from. It's a staff of the central bank. The so-called $11 million alleged bribery is not the central bank. It's a staff of the central bank. Now the demurrage of 310,000 is not paid to the central bank. They said a staff of the central bank. So this whole thing, central bank is not part of it. It's the staff of the central bank they are alleging. And this letter is sent to the staff of the central bank, saying that the arrangement is this 155 million is to be exchanged for fresh notes, and the alleged bribery 11 million and the demurrage, they are saying in the letter that they want their money back if within two weeks, I think. If not, they will go to court. So it's not central bank involved in any way in this. The reason why I have this letter with me, I was copied to know that this particular stuff, what happened. And we've taken the right measures. When this letter came, I was not in the country. I traveled to Dakar, Senegal. I left here precisely on Wednesday, February 9th. I walked up to 5 p.m. in this bank and left to go to Dakar. And I came back from Dakar on Saturday, February 12th. I understand this letter was sent to the bank on the 10th of February. And the letter is dated 10th of February. The letter I have here from the lawyer of one 𝗛𝗵𝗲 of 𝗵𝗺𝗶 Now, when I letter in an envelope, I have the envelope here from my first deputy governor, informing me that there was a letter sent to Mr. 𝗵𝗺𝗃. This was the envelope that contained this letter with this flash drive. That the letter came and it was sent to Mr. 𝗵𝗺𝗃, and I was copied on it. So after I did the 2 o'clock prayer, that's when I opened the envelope, looked at it. And then I consulted some of my senior management. The following day, on Tuesday, we sat down over this, and I got an advice from my legal team. The special advisor to the governor is a lawyer, a seasoned lawyer, and he gave me advice on how to proceed in terms of looking or addressing this issue. So what we did, the first thing is we asked Abdul, and he categorically denied it. We wrote to him also to say, explain, not just verbally, but we wrote to him to explain whether it's true or not. Tell us everything that you know. After that, we issued a press statement so that the whole world knows that central bank is not part of it. However, since a staff of the central bank was alleged of these things, we also issued a press statement so that the world knows that we are not taking this lightly, because the reputation of the central bank is our biggest asset. And that reputation, we don't want it soiled. The confidence that people have in any financial institution, whether it's central bank, whether it's this commercial banks, microfinance institutions. The biggest asset is the reputation of a financial institution. And that's why when I came back, I immediately acted on this. We issued a press release and we wrote to Abdul to explain. We sent then this letter, the flash drive, we sent the matter to the Inspector General of Police to act on it and conduct investigation. And thereafter, I called a board meeting. Central Bank has a board. If I should, an allegation of this kind of serious crime is alleged against a staff on this issue, and the board directed that the admin order, when board meets, the directives of the board is enforced in this bank through administrative circulars, or we call it admin order. And the director of HR, and the director of HR was instructed through that admin order to send Abdul on administrative leave pending the outcome of this investigation. And like I said, we wrote to Abdul. He has responded. He is chaired by a board member and certain senior directors in the bank to investigate this matter. And the matter is being investigated. The police have issued a preliminary press statement. I think all of you have seen it. Our press statement also was issued. All of you got it, but we thought that to give more information and clear the image of the central bank and tell you that we are taking this very, very seriously and that we have not wasted time to act. I know some people are saying, but the letter came in the bank on the 10th of February. What happened? Why did they sit that long? I was not in the country. First Deputy Governor was in charge of acted. We have our processes, we have our service rule, and the board is here, and we followed those processes. And the investigation is going on, and like we said in our press statement, we will devote all our resources into this and make sure that the investigation is deep and thorough, and whatever the outcome is, we will take the full force of the law to do whatever, to do the needful. Yes. Yes, and also to clarify on this allegation, they said $155 million was what mutilated notes given to this particular staff to change into new notes. The inconsistencies in the letter, I will come to those things. I'm not trying to hold brief for the staff concerned, but just to clarify to the general public how, irrational this thing is. $155 million is to enter this central bank without anybody knowing about it for 1 year. Because in the letter, it's alleged that this was given, or the arrangement was on or about 21st March 2021. And the letter now to Abdul, which they copied to me, is February 10, 2022. So close to 1 year. That $155 million came into this bank to be changed to new notes and not enter in this central bank. You go through the reception. If it is to change money here, you come through this door. That is over the counter. And then the cars that come to drop money or pick money, when they are entering, I'm seeing them. Not only that, we have CCTVs here. When I was appointed as governor in October 2020, when I came, the first thing I look at, how secure are we? What are the resources that the staff need? Do they have it? And then what are their tasks before we can start to evaluate them and know if we can deliver what we are supposed to deliver to the Gambian people. So in terms of the CCTVs, I went around around the building, outside, inside, with my director of admin and the chief security officer. The CCTVs that were not functioning, they showed them to me, and the CCTVs, in my opinion, were not adequate for the coverage and the security of the bank. We engaged the service provider. We added CCTVs. Those that were not working were fixed. If they need to be replaced by new ones, we did that. Heavy investment was done in that area. My second deputy governor, if he is working on this is Bokul Street, if he is anywhere around this building here, going towards the police station, I can see him in the streets. If he is coming from the other direction, as soon as he gets around Trust Bank, Social Security premises area, I can see him and recognize him. If anybody is going through reception, I can see them. The screen is there. My waiting room, anybody there, I can see them. The door here, where the securities are, I can see them, what is happening there. The currency room, every cashier in their cage, I can see them, is there. The currency cash sorting area is an enclosed glass officer. We have armed security officers from the military. So for anybody to allege that this quantum of money have entered this building is madness. $455 million. The way money is deposited into this central bank, we have bags that contain only $200. We don't mix them. Those are in red bags. Where $100 notes are put in, they are blue bags. The $50 notes where they are put in are black bags. And these bags, the 200, what can fit in is 10 million. What can fit in the $100 note bag is 5 million. What can fit in the $50 bags is 2.5 million. $150 is in 200. You're talking about 15 and a half bags of $200 notes. $100 notes is 31 bags. $50 notes is 62 bags. Even if one argues, oh, it's not all dumped at one time. Over 1 year, how can you bring 15.5 bags here, even if you are bringing half bag or 1 bag every month? My friend, somebody must have seen this thing. If commercial banks, when they come to withdraw 100 million here, they come through the door there. There is a door where they come and park for the money to be loaded. 100 million, they make 2 trips with a pickup. 2 trips. So, and in addition to that, you go through this letter. IMF, what has IMF to do with central bank authority to withdraw money? We have our independence. No central bank in the world is related to IMF. No country opens their treasury to the IMF. I was at the IMF. I've been on mission with staff teams. I come to Gambia on missions because in our office, I was the desk officer. I was the principal desk officer for Liberia, the backup for Sierra Leone, Zambia, the backup, plus other countries. And I go to mission on all those countries. Minimum every 3 months, I will visit one of these countries. There is no country in the world where to withdraw money or deposit money, IMF have a say in it. We are a member of the IMF. It's an Osusu, a cooperative union. We have a quota there. So we have programs. Countries that don't have the financial muscle and need assistance, they have programs with IMF. And there is some resources attached to it. Some countries graduate from that. Is policy advice that IMF give. Some countries don't need any resources, no policy advice, like advanced countries, US, but IMF does what they call Article 4 consultation. As a credit union or SUSU, the IMF is there, the International Monetary System. That's why we are collaborating to make sure it's functioning well and the global economy benefits. That's why every member of the IMF, they do what they call Article 4 consultation. Visit the country to assess the performance of the economy. Write a report. That staff report goes to the executive board of the IMF. I was working at that executive board. I sit at board meetings. I was a senior advisor. If my executive director cannot go to the meeting, the alternate executive director cannot go, senior advisors would go. Before my contract ended, in the office, I was the most senior advisor in that office. So if the ED cannot go, alternate ED cannot go, I go and sit there. So I know the ins and outs of IMF. At the highest level, executive board, 24 executive members sit there. I was part of it. So IMF has nothing to do with any country's central bank, how it is run, what they do on daily basis. So to say, give me money to give to IMF rep is inconceivable. And then the person named as IMF resident representative, this name has never served in this jurisdiction. I can tell you for sure. I told you I was at the IMF. Before I went to the IMF, the first rest rep for the Gambia, he was called Alex Segura. At that time, Senegal and Gambia were joined. And the rest rep, that was when the rest rep office was opened in the Gambia. We never had rest rep office here. It was Senegal and Gambia combined, but the rest rep is resident representative of the IMF, was in Dakar. And then monthly he comes here during the time of Governor Famara Jata and Minister Balagé. And the rest rep was Alex Segura. The first assistant to the IMF rest rep was 𝗶𝗚𝗏 𝗟𝗏, right now Permanent Secretary, Minister of Interior. He was a staff of the Central Bank working under me here, I believe as a principal economist. When they were to recruit rest rep, it was him and one of our staff among the shortlisted candidates that the fund focused on to hire. That person is now somewhere at the Islamic Development Bank. It was me they asked, the mission chief, Chidi Chikata and Alex Segura, to say, Mr. Bua, these two are your staff. Who do you think we should focus on? That's how 𝗶𝗚𝗟𝗏 𝗟𝗏 was recruited, under Alex Segura as rest rep. After that, the next rest rep to Gambia to have its own rest rep office without, attaching it to another country was Sierra Leone. It's Sierra Leone and Gambia, they partnered, and MISAC was supposed to stay in Sierra Leone. This is private, but because of certain health conditions, Sierra Leone, the airport is in Longi. You have to cross the sea to go to Freetown. Those logistical problems, the fund decided MISAC to stay in the Gambia and be visiting Sierra Leone. But even before his term ended, the two countries were separated. MISAC was the second rest rep, and under MISAC, after 𝗶𝗚𝗟𝗏 𝗟𝗏 left, Dr. Tamsir Cham was hired from the Ministry of Finance to be the second rest rep. After Dr. Tamsir Cham, the current rest rep, Bernard Membi, was a staff of the Central Bank. He was hired from here to the IMF. Coming back to MISAC Chorongo, when MISAC left, the current rest rep, Momodu Bari, was hired. So no person by this name ever served in this jurisdiction, this Alcel Katasiga. And then his assistant, Mr. Bojang, like I told you, there was never ever a Mr. Bojang in IMF rest rep office. 𝗶𝗚𝗟𝗏 𝗟𝗏 started it, followed by Dr. Tamsir Cham and the current one, Bernard Membi. Now, Mr. Jaju, they said, is Abdul's boss. Let me also clarify. In March, 𝗵𝗺𝗍, the alleged 𝗵𝗺𝗍, staff of the central bank, was not posted at the currency department. At that time, currency department was not a department. It's have currency management department and banking and payment system department. Karamo is there. In September 4th, on September 1st, 2021, that's when the board moved 𝗵𝗺𝗍 from foreign department. He was deputy director there, working under Madam Rohi Khan was the director. They moved him from foreign department to currency management department as officer in charge. But on or around March 31st, up to August end, 𝗵𝗺 was at the foreign department. And his boss was Madam Rohi Khan. So there never before was one Mr. Jaju 𝗵𝗺's boss. Now, this vault custodian, Sylvester Gomez, this person has never worked in the central bank. The people who were in charge of the vault were, since when I joined the bank, were Mr. Bengas, Mr. Aliuges, Buba Koitas, you have Mr. Momodou Lamine, and now 𝗵𝗺𝗍. Never ever in the history of this bank was any Sylvester Gomez there. And then head of intelligence, one Basiru Jane. We don't have intelligence. These are secrets. I don't need to go into those. But, this whole thing, everything in this letter, I can tell you, they've written to 𝗵𝗺. I'm not defending 𝗵𝗺, but I am telling you, as far as central bank is concerned, what we do here and the security arrangements, none of this is true. And 155 million cannot come into this bank without knowing it. It cannot enter this bank in the vault where currencies are kept. We have internal audit. They always frequently audit the vault unannounced. We have external auditors. As I'm talking to you, external audit by PKF is currently going on. We've been having external audits by Deloitte and Touche. And let me tell you one thing for the whole world to know. The Central Bank of the Gambia, since 2017, is audited by our own external auditors. That is this DT firm of now PKF. Together with an external audit firm, is a requirement by the IMF. It is an external firm and a domestic firm that audits the IMF every year. In Central Bank, every year. In addition to that, there is board of survey. There is what we call board of survey, comprising of different government departments, security sector. They come and audit the vault every 6 months. And those audits have been conducted during the period that this letter is alleging. Where is the 155 million? My friend, is nowhere near this central bank. Where they took it, I don't know. I don't know, and I cannot answer for that. So these are some of the details I want to give to you. And also concerning these fake notes that they said is from a SECO in Mintekunda, I can assure you that Central Bank of the Gambia, fake note cannot and will not originate from the Central Bank of the Gambia. We have machines here. We have a machine here to demonstrate to you the reason why I am saying that. And we invested heavily in that. The machine, any money coming into the central bank and even destroyed, it goes into these machines, and the machines have 3 compartments. It will identify reusable notes, notes that are fit to be put into circulation. It will also identify what we call soil and mutilated notes that are to be destroyed. It will put it in one compartment. Counterfeits, false money, it will put in the 3rd compartment. And when banks deposit, the first, let me tell you, in the central bank, we print money, but companies abroad do it for us, we pay them. Those monies that come, central bank, we don't pay loose money, we pay in bulk, in sealed plastic wraps. The sealed plastic wrap from our printers, those are fresh. No counterfeit can get in there. They are in boxes from the container, they are put there. When we open the container, they are issued in plastic wraps to go to the banks. The banks do deposit money here because as a monetary policy instrument, we have what we call reserve requirements. Banks are supposed to deposit certain percentage of their the money they receive from customers. Let's say if you deposit 1,000, right now what is the reserve requirement? 13% of that 1,000, the bank will have to remove to send to the central bank here in their account to ensure one, security of depositors' money. When the bank goes down, there is money to give to depositors. And as a monetary policy instrument also, to reduce the bank's money creating ability, we require them to put 13% of deposits here. That money, when it comes, they put it in bags. Like I said, 200s, 100s, and 50. And the bags are sealed with numbers. When they come deposit it here, it's recorded the seal. And we check that the seal is not broken. When they come to receive the money, if it is, let's say, for GT Bank, they come and deposit, their seal bag will be placed here. If they come to withdraw money, their seal bag, what is in there is what we will give them. If it is GT Bank, we don't even break the seal. What they brought, we give it back to them if it fits among that quantity. If that bank's bag is not there to give to them, if we have to take Trust Bank's bag, then we will call Trust Bank to come and say, we want to take money from your bank to pay to, let's say, Ajib. Trust Bank will come, they look at the seal number, and they look at the seal on their bag and confirm that it's not broken. And then the Trust Bank will be given the equipment or the tool, and then they will break the seal, open it, count it in our present, that we confirm that this is the right amount. Then we call, let's say, the bank withdrawing Ajib and say, here is the money in bulk. We give it to them. What they do with the money outside, we don't know. But that's how it is done here. And like I said, those who do currency sorting, because we have to look at also our currency to ensure that what we are putting out is clean notes. We have ones, we put our wrap on it, plastic wrap again, and then it's there to issue. The unfit ones, we destroy them here. We have incinerator and we burn them. So for counterfeit money to leave this central bank, no, not now. What happens outside, we don't know. And our CC cameras are here. Whatever is happening in that place, I told you, I am seeing it sitting in my room, and it's recorded also. So to go back to the records of what happened on the 1st and on the 8th, when Ajib came to take this money, the records are there. And so the investigators will look at it, or they have already looked at it. And then out of, I think, 87 seconds that were paid by Ajib on this 1st and around the 8th of February, about 82 seconds were paid by Ajib. Only the Mintekunda to the second gave it to them. They made this payment according to the information I got. It was after 10 days that these people came back to say these are counter.
Now we would allow, it's okay. We would allow members of the media to come with their questions, and I would ask that given the time frame, we've now covered 28 minutes since the press conference began, and I said it was going to be 20 minutes. So we are hoping to be here before 4. Unfortunately, that is not the case. So you can just be very precise in your questions. Yes, and then, yes, one question at a time, please. You can identify your name, the medium you're representing, and then ask your question.
Thank you very much. I am I'm a freelance journalist, and I would like to ask, we did spoke about confidentiality and trust as far as this issue is concerned. I would like to know whether you are in position to share the content of the flash drive that you are in possession with the press. And also, I would like to know whether there is tendency that people will be having fake money, especially those in the provinces, but they may not be able to realize that this is fake money, and they may not know that this money emanates from central bank. I would like you to have on that, because they may keep it for a very long time, they don't need it, maybe here, they come back, and that's the time they will realize that. During this period, I would like to know whether central bank has gone over the vault to confirm that there was no fake currency that entered in this. And also on the part of the police report, I would like to know, because so far our investigations tells us that there is no 𝗁𝗂 charitable foundation registered in the country, and this is what the police is banking on, the 𝗁𝗂 Charity Foundation, which is not even a registered, so far, to the best of our knowledge, it's not a registered charity foundation in the Gambia. We have 𝗁𝗂 Children Foundation. So that is mind-boggling, whether the police actually did any investigation as far as this matter is concerned.
Yes, let me tell you, starting, the police can talk for themselves.
Yes.
The police are not operating in a party. The letter, that name 𝗁𝗂 Charitable Foundation, is from the letter from the lawyer, Solai. So when now the other one is the vote tampering. I told you, there's no way central bank's vote can be tampered. I told you there is a CCTV at the entrance. The vote is audited, internal audit, external auditors, 2 firms, one local, one abroad. There is a board of survey, and the staff working in the currency area. I am here with my suit. This man sitting there in suit works at the currency. If you find him there, they put on this wrong rope, like kaftan. There is no pocket, just to ensure that nobody walks in there or walks around the currency area, that department. Anybody who works there, you wear that. When you enter that place, your suit is covered by that. There is no pocket, all the way to your leg here, so that you don't put any, you have no access to put money in there or bring money out.